Finally, the regular season is done. We can start the playoffs. Before we do, I have to look at some stats. We can take a look at the brackets here. Look at the standings first to see how things played out. In the National League East, the Braves win the division 3 games over the Phillies. Phillies did close it to 1, and they closed it again to 2, but they weren't able to catch Atlanta. Mets struggled for most of the season. They did end up with a winning record, so props to them, I guess. That high payroll pushing them to 82 wins. Marlins in 4th, Nats bringing up the rear. They've been pretty much in that spot all season. In the Central, we of course win the division. We've had the lead for a while. 111 wins, the only team in the majors with 100 wins. The Cubs, 85 and 77, but they finished 4 and 6 down the stretch, and that helped them below a lead. I think it was as big as 3-game lead down the stretch, so they missed the playoffs. Tough. Milwaukee, they do finish with a winning record, so props to them. Pirates, 69 wins. Reds, 68. Sad thing about this is the Pirates have been in 4th place pretty much. Like, these 4 teams have been in the same spot for the majority of the second half of the season. And guess what? They all finished over 20 games out of first. NOS. Dodgers. Okay, I lied. So the Dodgers had 100 wins. I didn't realize that they had that. Okay, so they have 100. Padres, 95 and 67, get a wild card spot. The D-backs closed strong enough to get a wild card spot. Giants finished sub 500, just fell apart down the stretch, in part because of their tough schedule. And the Rockies, let's be honest, they've been in last place pretty much since we started the franchise. So nothing's changed there. Like, maybe day 3 they weren't, and once they dropped, they've been in the gutter ever since. Wild card. Padres easily the first. They blew, just to mention here, the Padres blew a 13.5 game lead going into the All-Star break, and they come out -5. Yikes, that's terrible. Phillies get the 2nd spot. D-backs beat out the Cubs for the final spot. Tough luck. And then you just have what you have. So the D-backs finished strong enough to win. Funny thing about the D-backs, they have been in 2nd place in the division for a while. As the Dodgers started to ascend, the D-backs started slowly falling off, fell under 500, and then were able to fight their way back above. So kudos to them. They didn't waste a good season. The American League, Yankees, best record, 96 wins. Remember, with 6 games to go, they were tied with the Blue Jays, and then they swept the Blue Jays to get a 3-game lead, end up winning the division by 4. The Rays fell apart during the stretch run too. All 3 of these teams had the lead at some point in August. Couldn't figure it out. Red Sox, also an interesting one. They actually got above 500 in August, and then went on a 6-7 game losing streak, and they just could never rebound from it. Orioles in last. Central. Guardians pretty much led most of the season. Twins had some time atop, even sometime in August, but Cleveland wins the war of attrition. White Sox sub 500, Twins 91. They finished the season strong. They needed to get a wild card spot. Tigers and Royals bringing up the rear in that division. Royals won a few teams with 100 losses. Speaking of losses, the A's with a start there. Do I need to say anything else? Okay. Angels saw that on the ticker. They had is really cool that they broke their drought. Franchise turnaround. Had franchise turnaround, 8-year playoff drought. Boom. So Angels win the division. They win it by 3. So they finished the season strong. As you can see, the Rangers and Astros went the other way. Rangers, they get a wild card spot. The Astros struggled down the stretch. That final series really hurt them. They lose their last 3, and they end up missing out on the playoffs altogether. So Yankee fans everywhere can rest easy. The Astros are out. The American League in general can rest easy. The Astros are out. So we're going to see a new AL champ around. Wild card. Blue Jays, Twins, Rangers. The Rays and Astros miss it by a game. One of the closer wild card races I've seen in a while.